1989 Rolls-Royce Silver Spur. Location in Chicago, IL. Valued at $19,000. If you've ever wanted to feel like actual royalty rolling down the streets, you don't need $1 million. You just need to look in the right places. Take a look at this beautiful 1989 Rolls-Royce Silver Spur. With that massive chrome grille and the iconic Spirit of Ecstasy leading the way. This land yacht is the absolute definition of old-school wealth and presence. First, a little context. The Silver Spur was the long wheelbase sibling to the Silver Spirit, giving rear passengers extra legroom to stretch out. Back in the late 80s, this was competing at the absolute top of the food chain against cars like the Mercedes-Benz 560 SEL or its own cousin, the Bentley Mulsanne. While the Mercedes was a masterclass in high-tech German engineering, the Rolls-Royce was all about hand-built British craftsmanship. We're talking real walnut wood picnics, thick wool carpets, and a hydraulic self-leveling suspension that literally made it feel like you were floating on a cloud. This 89 Silver Spur is up for $19,000 or best offer, and the seller is even open to an exchange. It has driven 92,000 miles, which is honestly nothing for its legendary 6.75-litre V8 engine and automatic transmission setup. According to the description, the transmission was just fixed. It's running good, and it comes with a clean title. Best of all, both the interior and exterior are in great condition. For under 20 grand, that's a wild amount of prestige. 1971 Mercedes-Benz 280 SE, located in Mequo, Y. Valued at $13,000. This classic W108 chassis is the absolute definition of vintage German luxury, built like a tank and styled like royalty. Back in the late 60s and early 70s, Mercedes-Benz wasn't building cars to a price point, they were engineering them to a standard. While American rivals like Cadillac or Lincoln were focused on floating, pillow-soft rides with massive V8 South, the 280 SE offered a tight, responsive, and rugged European touring experience. It was advanced, featuring full independent suspension and disc brakes all around, proving to the world that a luxury sedan could also handle like a sports car. To see what the market looks like right now, check out this incredible survivor. It packs a bulletproof, indestructible 2.8-litre gas engine, paired with an automatic transmission. This car has been very well maintained at a dealer with all OEM Benz parts, coming with tons of maintenance records. It has a fresh battery, brakes, tires, a recent tune-up, and all new front-end work. The seller literally just took it on a 400-mile trip, cruising comfortably at 80 to 90 miles an hour with no leaks at all. It's an ultra-rare find in this condition, and values just keep climbing. So, how does a 71 280 SE hold up in 2026? Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air. 1991 BMW W850i, located in Addison, IL. Valued at $24,000. If you close your eyes and picture the ultimate 1990s status symbol, it probably has a wedge shape, pillarless windows, and of course pop-up headlights. Today, we are looking at an absolute masterpiece of German engineering, also known as the E31 chassis. This wasn't just a car, it was a massive technological flex that proved BMW could build a Grand Tourer to conquer the world. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. When the 8 Series debuted, it was light years ahead of its time. It was one of the first production cars to feature a sophisticated multi-link rear suspension, a CAN-bus multiplex wiring system, and a fly-by-wire throttle. Back in the early 90s, its main rivals were the Porsche 928 and the Mercedes-Benz 500 SEC. While the Porsche was the pure, aggressive sports car and the Mercedes was the traditional luxury cruiser, the 850 sat perfectly in the middle. It was an unapologetic Autobahn missile. It wasn't built for tearing up tight canyon roads. It was designed to cross entire continents at triple-digit speeds in total silence and absolute comfort. To see what it takes to own one today, let's look at this stunning example I found listed in Addison, Illinois. Based on the details in image_37.png, this listing is a goldmine for classic BMW hunters. Price and history. It's listed at $24,000 and has been a rust-free California car since new. Engine. It packs that silky smooth and virtually indestructible V12 power plant. Mileage. It shows only 129,000 original, certified miles and has been meticulously cared for. Condition. It features a super clean, non-smoker leather interior. As you can see looking at the exterior, it's finished in a highly desirable sterling silver metallic over grey color spec. The seller has tastefully upgraded it with a brand new set of 18-inch parallel 1987 Suzuki Alto X Turbo, located in Wichita, KS valued at $14,000. Today, we are looking at an absolute pocket rocket. This tiny Terra's pure, unfiltered 1980s Japanese automotive perfection. Back in the late 80s, Japan's K-car horsepower wars were absolutely out of control. Suzuki essentially dropped a bomb on the domestic market when they released the Alto Works. It was so fast and so unhinged for its tiny footprint that it actually forced the Japanese government to institute the famous 64 horsepower limit for K-cars, a gentleman's agreement that lasted for decades. When you stack it up against its main rival of the era, the Daihatsu Miura TRXX, the Suzuki was the undisputed king of aggression. It wasn't just an economical city commuter, it was a featherweight canyon carver wrapped in an unapologetically boxy body, complete with a massive hood scoop and aggressive foglights. To show you exactly how incredible these machines are, check out this super clean example I found listed by Euro-Asian Auto Inc. in Wichita, Kansas, for just $14,995. This is a clean title vehicle, showing 96,000 miles on the dash. The seller notes that it runs and drives great. And get this, it even has working AC. Under that little hood sits a 550cc 3-cylinder 12-valve fuel-injected, turbocharged, and intercooled engine. It puts the power down to the front wheels via a proper 5-speed manual transmission. But the absolute craziest part of this spec sheet, this tiny engine revs all the way out to a 9,500 RPM redline. The seller promises the sound it makes is simply amazing. Plus, they do not charge any fees and even throw in a free 60-day tag. So, does a 1987 Suzuki Alto Works make sense to own right now in 2026? Honestly, this featherweight, high-revving analog machine is the ultimate palate cleanser. 1992 Toyota Century, located in Pica, valued at $15,000. It's a 1940s inspired, ultra-stately 1992 Toyota Century VG40. This is the ultimate VIP limo that Japan kept entirely for themselves for decades. It is exactly the kind of car that pulls into a local car show and instantly leaves people scratching their heads, asking, wait, what is that? Let's find out. To understand the Century, you have to realize it exists in its own dimension. This car wasn't built to chase lap times, and it wasn't even built to compete directly with a Mercedes S-Class or a BMW 7 Series. The Century was engineered for one single purpose: to chauffeur elite Japanese executives, CEOs, and high-ranking politicians in absolute, isolated silence, while European luxury brands were showing off with flashy tech and sporty suspension setups. Toyota focused on old-school, institutional perfection. It's an understated rolling fortress of pure executive class. I actually stumbled on this genuine Japanese import listed out in Pica, Ohio, for 15 grand, and it is loaded to the absolute gills. According to the description, it's only got around 65,000 original miles, and was even featured in a 2018 Hagerty article. Now, the seller's description notes it down as a V12 luxury cruiser, and while the later 90s models did get that legendary V12, this 92 VG40 generation actually packs Toyota's ultra-reliable buttery smooth 4.0-liter V8. Honestly, though, it's so whisper quiet and vibration free, you'd swear it was a 12-cylinder anyway. Step inside the cabin, and you get rear seat comfort and build quality that makes modern luxury cars feel incredibly cheap. It's all about premium wool upholstery, deep cushions, and total relaxation. So, what is the verdict on owning a 1992 Toyota Century in 2026? This right-hand drive JDM icon is the ultimate boss move. 1980 Nissan 280ZX, located in McHenry, IL, valued at $29,000. That looks like it crawled straight out of a video game. It is bright yellow, aggressively wide, and built with one goal in mind: absolute street dominance. Let's dive into what makes this particular build an absolute masterpiece. First, a quick history lesson. Back in 1980, the 280ZX, or Datsun 280ZX, as it was known here in the States, marked a massive shift for Nissan's Z-car lineup. While the original 240Z was a lightweight, stripped-down sports car, the 280ZX brought in luxury, grand touring comfort, and better aerodynamics. Back in its day, it was going head-to-head with cars like the Mazda RX-7, the Porsche 924, and even the C3 Corvette. It was an awesome highway cruiser, but it definitely leaned more towards comfort than raw tire shredding power. Well, until people started customizing them. And that brings us to this insane listing, located out in McHenry, Illinois. This 280ZX is up for $29,980, and it is a complete ground-up rebuild. With less than 20 miles on it since completion, the original inline-six is long gone. Instead, it's packing a massive 5.7-liter V8 conversion mated to a GM 5-speed manual transmission with overdrive, pushing power to a GM 10-bolt rear end with a 410 posi to match the raw muscle car rumble from the dual Flowmaster exhaust. The exterior features a wild, wide-body rocket bunny-style flare kit with custom bumpers and a front air dam. It sits on 17-inch custom offset American racing wheels with massive 285 tires in the back, giving it an unbelievable stance. Plus, it's got the hardware to handle the power, featuring coil-over adjustable suspension, power rack and pinion steering, and 4-wheel slotted disc brakes. 1977 Chevrolet Corvette, located in Hebron, NE, valued at $20,000. Today, we're going to dive into why this fiberglass beauty is still turning heads. Back in 1977, the golden age of muscle was fading, but Chevy kept the dream alive, while European competitors like the Porsche 911 or Japanese legends like the Datsun 280Z were focusing on lightweight, nimble agility. The Corvette was America's unapologetic V8-powered Grand Tourer. Check out this gorgeous example I just found listed out in Hebron, Nebraska, for $20,000. It's finished in a beautiful light blue and comes with those legendary must-have T-tops. Under that massive hood sits the classic 350 cubic inch V8, paired with an automatic transmission. The seller notes it has 91,000 miles on the dash and says it runs and drives absolutely great. It features a really good interior, and the paint is highly presentable, with the seller pointing out just one small, honest chip on the front bumper. 1965 Dodge Monaco 380Ci, located in Frankfurt, IL, valued at $15,000. When people talk about classic mid-60s American iron, they usually jump straight to the Mustang or the GTO, but if you restrict yourself to just the pony cars, you are completely missing out on the heavy hitters. Today, we're looking at a true personal luxury bruiser, the 1965 Dodge Monaco. This isn't just a car, it's a massive, beautiful piece of rolling architecture. Let's set the stage. Back in 1965, the personal luxury segment was exploding. Pontiac was making waves with the Grand Prix, and Ford was cruising along with the Thunderbird. Dodge needed a flagship to compete, so they introduced the Monaco, It was technically the highest trim level of the custom 880 series, but it had its own unique, aggressive swagger. It gave buyers the perfect blend of high-end, luxury-like deep bucket seats and stylized trim. To show you exactly why these cars are so special, check out this unbelievable Survivor I just found listed for $15,000. It's a beautifully solid 65 Monaco packing the legendary 383 cubic inch V8, pushing out 325 horsepower. That power hits the pavement through a smooth Torque-Flight automatic transmission. This specific car has only 80,374 original miles. The seller gave it a really nice repaint in the original metallic silver, perfectly contrasted by a clean black vinyl top and brand new Hankook white wall tires. It's got power steering and power brakes, making it a breeze to cruise. But the absolute coolest feature, it retains the original black interior with bucket seats, a center console, and a factory working tachometer mounted right there on the console. 1990 Jaguar S-Type V12, located in Fremont, NE, valued at $11.500. There's another side to the V12 coin, pure, unadulterated British luxury. Today, we are looking at a 1990 Jaguar XJS V12. Now, the seller listed it with an S-Type tag, but make no mistake, this is the legendary XJS Grand Tourer, and it is an absolute land yacht. Let's talk history. The XJS had the incredibly difficult job of replacing the iconic E-Type, but instead of a raw sports car, Jaguar pivoted to build the ultimate Grand Tourer. When you compare it to its main rivals back then like the Mercedes-Benz SL or the emerging BMW 8 Series, the Jaguar was the gentleman's choice. It has 121,000 miles, but the seller notes that it drives great and the engine runs so smooth you can barely hear it running. It's been garaged and actually driven almost daily. The interior seats do have some wear, but the seller is throwing in a brand new tan soft top that just needs to be installed. So, does buying a vintage V12 Jag make sense in 2026? Absolutely. 1956 Lincoln Premier, location in Eisonville, KY, valued at $10,000. It is an absolute boat, stretching out with those long, clean body lines, massive chrome bumpers, and those classic white wall tires. This wasn't just a car back then, it was a rolling palace. Let's talk about why this giant still demands respect. A bit of history for you. 1956 was the debut year for the Premier, sitting right at the top of Lincoln's lineup to challenge the luxury establishment. Its direct rival at the time was the Cadillac Series 62. While Cadillac went all in on sharp tail fins and traditional styling, Lincoln chose a much bolder, futuristic, and jet-age design theme. The Premier was lower, sleeker, and featured an ultra-luxurious, gadget-heavy interior that made it feel like a concept car you actually buy at a dealership. It was the ultimate status symbol for someone who wanted luxury, but with a cutting-edge design. To see what it takes to get behind the wheel of one today. Under that massive hood sits the premium 368 cubic inch Lincoln Y-Block V8. This particular car is loaded with luxury options for 56 factory AC, power brakes, power steering, a power antenna, and all-power seats and windows. It even features a factory automatic greaser. The owner has already put a ton of time and money into it, adding a new resistor, coil, points, cap, valve cover gaskets, a rebuilt generator, a new voltage regulator, a rebuilt radiator, and new white wall radial tires. LT does have some honest classic character,